tell me why all this spoopy shit has to happen while I'm filming some spoopy videos. Hey guys, KEYO here. I know that it's been a long time since I have done a video like this, but I figure, you know, why not? Let's set the mood on the channel if it's not set already. I figure that now that is that time of year again, and it's time for all the spoopy shit to be happening and talked about and stuff like that. Like, we would just sit down, have a little fun video, and I would talk about some of the weird paranormal shit that's happened as a preface. So in one of my videos, I had mentioned that I like cemeteries ever since I was a kid. I've been a cemetery goer since I was in elementary school. Well, I have loved the spiritual realm since then as well. Hence the cemeteries. So upon growing up as a really weird, morbid kid who liked death, I never really thought much of it. It wasn't up until a couple years ago that I kind of got more into the spiritual realm and whatnot, and, you know, ever so have you. Some of the weird videos that I have on this channel kind of showcase some of the weird shit that has happened, and that is what we're going to be talking about today. Now, I understand that this could all also be coincidental based, but what kind of coincidence is it that it has to be only the spoopy videos that shit like this happens? Example 1. So I think the really weird first encounter was probably when we went to the Old Whitechapel video and I saw the fun little thing that was there. You could clearly see that the car it had a straight line, like it was on the other side of the car door. I'll just insert a picture so you guys can see it. It was weird, okay? Gone to this place just to check it out. We just went to scope it out. Now, I have had a few other people that have gone to this same place show me pictures. All you see in the photos are little white orbs everywhere, kind of like this. The question of, what did I capture? Always pops into my mind. It was a little one-room chapel. It is amazing, it is old, we went because it is haunted. The first time that we had gone, we were kind of afraid to go in, as said in the video, because of squatters and stuff, and people are very territorial, and didn't want to deal with any of that bullshit that night. So, we stayed in the car, we just kind of like drove by it, and, you know, we were shining flashlights and all that, you know, other fun doodad stuff. And all of a sudden, while I was staring at this place, something told me to just say, wait. And I remember taking out my phone and just snapping a shit ton of pictures. It was just a super weird situation. The second time that we went back, we did not find it. I did not capture it on photo or anything else. Example 2. Now we all know and love the concept of the Ouija board. Example number 2 actually comes from the video that I filmed educating people on what not to do with Ouija boards and the whole background information on it with Elijah Bond and, you know, that whole shebang. In that video, there are 2 weird instances that happened, which I chose to keep in the video that is on the channel. There was a cat on the counter in front of me, little Nico. Nobody else was inside of the house. They were all in the garage. I was the only one inside filming, and you could just see me like dart over because of a loud sound. We do not use this. I think they're really pretty, really nice. I love, you know, the layout and the lettering and whatnot. I wanted to do a video. Holy shit. And I remember I was staring at the cat. Weird. Nothing was out of place either. Weird. And at the end of the video, I chose to keep that in there too. Obviously, I couldn't really edit it out anyway because I believe I was talking at that time. When I was filming the second part of that video at my house, you could hear this knock. Now, the reason why I chose to keep it in there is because that knock did not happen while I was recording. I caught it in editing. But one of the earliest mentions of the spirit board weird shit. Example number 3. Now, I remember the good old time where I was living at home and it was all good and fine and dandy, and my mom was there. We both heard a loud noise. It sounded like a crash of some sort. Like we don't know what kind of noise it was, but we both opened up the door because she was across the hall from me. So we both like opened up our doors. We're like in the door frame staring at each other like, was that you? And it was neither of us. So we actually went to investigate the house. There was nothing out of place in the living room. There's nothing out of place in the kitchen. And then it was just like, maybe it came from the basement. There was nothing out of place in the unfinished room that was down in the basement. And it wasn't my brother because I think he was sleeping at the time. It was like really, really weird that we like both heard this intense, loud, like crashing sound, but there was nothing completely out of place. It was weird. Fourth example was when we were at Lorton Facility, Lorton Penitentiary, the workhouse for the arts, blah, 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 blah. This one is kind of scientifically disproven a little bit, at least in my brain, and that's only because I do think of this stuff in a logical sense. Like, if something can make it happen, maybe that made it happen. This was when we were filming the Freddy video, and we had the director of the art facility with us. Towards the end of the filming, I was collecting the camera gear. Me and Kat, who is also helping me with that, went off. She went to go get my monster can. She had felt a cold presence, and while I was getting my camera gear, I felt like a cold gush, just like a Now, we were the only 2 people in a group of 5 that felt this. And my mind is thinking that because Lorton is for males, the penitentiary for males or whatever, excuse you, maybe those males or whatever in the cafeteria where we were filming just didn't like women. I don't know, but that was weird. And then right after that, when we were like leaving, the director of the place turned to us in our group and was just like, did anybody else hear the growl that just happened? It was weird. None of us heard that, so that's not really a prime example because I don't know. But the reason why I say that it was kind of a scientifical type of thing is because I think all of the windows were closed except for the front entrance of the cafeteria where we had like the door open, and I think that there were a few windows open. That's why I say that that one's kind of debunked, because if there was, actually it was kind of a still night, but it was actually an extremely still night. I'm just throwing that in there for an optional logical backing. Now, the most recent awkward encounter actually last week. I thought that this was really, really weird. I was dressed as a nun, as, you know, any good boy does, you know. And while I was filming a video in my little habit, out of all of the makeup tutorials or videos that I have recently filmed, my phone has never popped out of my tripod like it did in the middle of recording this video. And it was at that moment where I was like, nope. So I stopped filming, and yeah, weird. There are a lot of other little occurrences that have happened throughout life, but they're not really, I guess, worth sharing. It's like, you know, when you're alone and you get that like weird feeling that somebody is like behind you, like you've got that sixth sense type of thing. It's just stuff like that, or the feeling of being watched. Just weird. So sorry guys, I'm filming this a couple days after the other part of the video, so sorry. But another incident was when I was staying at the place before I moved into this place. I was the only one in the house at night, with the exception of the cat, who was sleeping at the foot of my bed. One night, I was sleeping facing the outside window, and all of a sudden I heard footsteps, what sounded like footsteps, coming down the hallway towards the room I was staying in. This happened maybe about 3 months ago, and I was pretty creeped out that I turned and I faced the door where the sound was coming from. And I told the owner of the house, I believe like the next day, and I was that creeped out that I was like, I heard footsteps. It was the weirdest thing. It couldn't have been the house settling. It wasn't the cat, obviously. I don't know. That is the little video for today. I know that it's short, sweet, you know, it's a petite video, if you will. But if you have any paranormal stories that you would like to share, definitely leave those down in the comment section. Would love to know your take, or if you've ever experienced something like that. I'm not really a religious person, so that's why it's very weird to me. That's also why I like to explain things scientifically, and if I can't explain it, then yeah, we gotta talk. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this little different style of video. I just figured that it's been a while, we haven't talked in a while, and I wanted to create like a nice little mood setting, weird, spoopy vid for you guys to watch and enjoy. So if you liked this video, then definitely click that thumbs up button for me, and if you are new to the channel or returning to the channel, don't forget to click that subscribe button, because I do put out videos a lot, but there's been a lot of stuff going on recently. I like doing weird things on the channel. I like doing different things on the channel. So if this is something that you would want to see, is when I set up the camera, I sit down and I talk to you guys about weird stuff, or if you give me like a topic to talk about during a video, it just gives us that interaction between you and me to allow us to have like a nice little video conversation kind of thing, you know? I'm looking forward to putting out another video soon, and I hope that you guys are looking forward to whatever it might be. So with that being said, I will see you guys in the next video.
내 집이 좋은 날 빡빡이 힘들 한 잔